Hey everybody, welcome to Zelic Media. Today I'm going to walk you through how to replace the original power supply cables with these CableMod extensions. Let's get started. First thing I recommend you doing is figuring out which cables you require. For example, today I'm going to be replacing the CPU power connector, the 20+4 connector, and the 2 GPU power connectors. After you figure out which ones you require, when they come in, what you want to do is take them out of the box, figure out which end will go in. Usually it's the ones with the notches, and then you want to work them so that they can fit into the grommets. And you'll make your life a lot easier when you're doing this now and not inside the case in the tight clearances. That way, when you have to push it in, the cables aren't fighting you. So if you see a glare with this point of view, it's because I'm recording on this one and trying to get a really good look at what's going on. All right, starting with the CPU cable that we have here, I'm going to try to get the notch and pull it out. It's going to be a bit of a tight clearance. Remember how we were having issues in the past? Just make sure you get that notch opened up. There we go. It slid right out. So what I'm going to do is feed it through the back. I'm going to find one of my CPU ones. You can see that there's a notch on this side. So that means that's going to be the side that goes into the motherboard. And if I'm training it correctly, I'll have the clip facing up just like the notch is facing up on this one and work it this way. See how it already shaped slightly into the direction I wanted? And I'll just keep doing that until I feel like it's good enough, and I'll start plugging stuff in. Feed this cable through the grommet. And once that's fed through, I'll plug this in until you hear a satisfying, hopefully satisfying click. Oh, why don't you go in? Okay. So, they make this dummy proof. What I require are 2 squares at the bottom. So you'll want to figure out your actual CPU cable, work that one, feed it through, and plug her in. Work this cable a little bit more. This is what I mean as in fighting me. Because right now, it does not want to angle itself in the way I need it to. So I could have spent a little bit more time bending the cable, just like so. There you go. Ready for the click? Click. Now that that's plugged in, I'm going to work on the next part. I'm going to plug everything in through this way first, and then I'm going to show you the back side and plug everything in to the actual power source. All right, I'm moved around. I'm going to be working on the 20+4 connector now. So just like I said earlier, you want to work the cables in a way so that they go through that grommet. I might zip tie it to make that a little bit more parallel, but let's see what it looks like first. Disconnect. Very tight clearances. Oh gosh. I really don't like how tight this always feels. Just walk it out. Just walk it out. Slowly. Should come right out. Ah, there we go. Whew. Don't know if it's the motherboard. Don't know if it's the power supply cables. Something makes it really tight. Okay, that one's pushed through. Once again, look for the notch. That's the side. Can't really mess up which cable goes into the motherboard power, but I'm gonna feed those through. Work that one a little bit. And satisfying click. Good. All right, now off to the GPU cables. Breaking a sweat already. With the GPU cables, you can see why I really want to replace them. This ugly pigtail coming from the original power source was not very appealing. Also, I added a little bit of styrofoam over here to help support it. It was sagging a lot. I'll be ordering some kind of piece to hold that up to keep it perpendicular and parallel to the lines of the case. So, just going to unplug. These go a little easier, it seems. Wiggle it a little bit. Bring that back down there, and then look for the correct side and shape them to the way you want. That one, you felt it notch in, but it did not exactly click. I'm really hoping for a lot more satisfying clicks moving forward. One thing you want to be wary of is once the window is on, will there be enough clearance? So you might really want to get some sharp angles on your cables. Alright, that looked good. Feed that one through. Next one, same thing. All right, cables are fed through. Next thing you want to do is plug them into the back. Then we'll work on getting these combs that come with the CableMod ones to keep them looking neat and organized. I'm really excited to see how this is going to turn out. All right, let's turn the computer around. Now you can see that where I unplug the original cable and where the new cable goes. You'll want to plug those in accordingly. They'll snap right into each other. Here's the motherboard and one. I don't know if you recall from the original build that I left an empty PCIe cable out and I marked it so that I know to plug it into the GPU CableMod cable. So I've got to fish out those cables and plug them in. Then what I'll do is I'll release some of these zip ties, cable manage a little better, bury the rest into the little nook over here. Then I'll show you the combs for the CableMod cable extensions, and then I'll show you how pretty it looks. Probably time lapse this one. So timeout. If you can see that on the camera, I slightly bent one of my pins for one of my addressable LED headers. So now I'm just trying to sort of work it back. Hopefully I can salvage this. All right, looks like we're good. So when you're doing this, go slow. Do not rush. I sped up just a little too much. All right, I've got it cleaned up as well as I can. The best part will be that there's going to be a cover that goes on the back of this, so you won't even see the mess, and I'll be able to push down as much as I can. Let's look at those cable combs now. Once you've plugged everything in, cable managed a little bit, now you can make this look real pretty. You can see how I'm working these combs down. I might even unplug it real quick. Don't drop your light. What I'll even do is unplug it, work those combs down by themselves until they're kind of tucked away, and then work one back at a time. Got all these cables. Might benefit to even do this before you plug anything in to help alleviate any of the tangled mess that comes with it. So once that goes in, you see how much neater that looks already? See, that one really was untangled. So I'm not sure what happened to this, but so be it. And the most obvious one being this 20+4. I already worked some of it, and I really want to get that clean cable look going. There you go. You just upgraded your cables with CableMod extensions, and it is looking fantastic. I'm going to leave the CPU one for now. I hope you enjoyed. Thank you for joining me today. I hope I did a good enough job where you can like and subscribe, share with your friends, someone who's building a PC. I've got a few more things left to do to this, such as putting Windows on it and updating some drivers. Then I'll be able to officially use this rig. Thank you again. I'll catch you next time.